Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Life? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
It's time for NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. The latest from the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington with Steve Hare, Grant Olson, and sports with Eric Granstrom.
Good Wednesday evening and welcome to NCW Life News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And today we move up north to the Okanagan County area, looking back at the Columbia River. And what a beautiful shot with the sun setting. Lots of clouds moving our way, and that's just ahead of a big storm system that will be moving in tonight and for tomorrow. Winter weather advisory in effect. It went into effect at 4 o'clock this afternoon and will remain in effect until 4 o'clock tomorrow. About 2 to 4 inches of snow possible in the valleys, maybe up to 8 inches of snow in the mountains. Here in Wenatchee, at least 1 inch to 3 inches of snow is expected, and we'll talk more about this impending winter storm a little bit later on in our weather forecast. And for those watching on our Facebook, tune in to Local Tel Channel 12 or Charter Channel 19, or you can stream us live at ncwlife.com for the full evening newscast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. We'll have election results for you from around the valley, and fire crews were busy this morning with a number of structure fires around the region. But first, Wenatchee School District voters appear to want a change in leadership on the school board, judging from Tuesday's election night results. 3 candidates running on a shared platform calling for more transparency and community engagement are leading in the polls. They are Michelle Sandberg, Sunny Hemphill, and Sarah Knox. They're ahead in the polls and appear to be headed for victory. In other contested races in Chelan County, Wenatchee City Council members Ruth Esparza and Keith Huffager are outpolling their challengers. In Leavenworth, political newcomer Clint Strand leads Tibor Locke for a position on the City Council. Carolyn Wilson leads Jason Lundgren, and Sharon Faye Waters appears to have beaten Gary Planigan. David Erickson has been re-elected to another term on the Kashmir City Council. Meanwhile, in Chelan, the race is still pretty tight in the City Council race between Cameron Morehouse and Tim Hollingsworth, as well as the seat being contested by Ty Witt and Rachel Goldie. The Eniat City Council races have Robert Anderson leading Norman Stenberg, but it's too close to call in the other contest with only 1 vote separating John Alt and Ryan McDonald. The Cascade School District has Cindy Puckett outpolling Ellen Beardsley. Ken Brunner appears to have won a seat on the Lake Chelan School Board over David Reinhardt. 2 seats are contested in the Lake Chelan Hospital District Board race. Position 1 leader Mary Signorelli has a slim lead over Jeremy Jach, and Phyllis Gleesman appears to have a comfortable lead over Jerry Eisenhart. For more election night returns and other Chelan County races, go to our website at ncwlife.com. No big upsets to report in Douglas County election night returns. In the only contested race on the East Wenatchee City Council, Chuck Johnson is held off a challenge by Morgan Fletcher. In the Eastmont School District race, incumbent Dave People leads his challenger John Brangwyn by a handy margin. In Rock Island, the race for City Council position 1 is a nail-biter with once again only 1 vote separating Ray Pearson and Cameron Marshmonte. Position 4 has Mariah Moneysmith Kreider leading Jana Howard. For more information on other Douglas County races, log on to ncwlife.com. By the way, Douglas County registered a mere 18% voter turnout for Tuesday's general election, with Chelan County reporting 25% turnout. A South Wenatchee Avenue house sustained some damage last night in a structure fire that appears to have started outside of the home. Andy Davidson with Chelan County Fire District 1 tells us what happened.
Last night in the 7 p.m. hour, Chelan County 1 units were dispatched to an unknown fire, possible structure fire or possibly a dumpster fire behind Crown Furniture. So we arrived and found a stack of pallets, some mattresses, and a couch that were on fire underneath a power pole. Quickly extinguished it. We had 2 units on scene and a command officer, and we did not find anyone on scene at the time.
Davidson also says about an hour after the fire was extinguished, law enforcement officers responded to an aid call to a South End gas station where they found a homeless man who had sustained serious burns. It's believed the man was living in a tent near the fire and started the blaze to keep warm. The man was transported to Central Washington Hospital. The Wenatchee fire was among several structure fires reported in the Chelan and Douglas County area over the past 24 hours. A second fire was reported on the east side of the river this morning. That was this morning in the 12th Street area behind the Douglas County PUD headquarters building. The blaze damaged a garage in the area. Douglas County Fire District 2 crews put it out within an hour. That cause was under investigation. A third structure fire engulfed a shop containing several vehicles in the Boyd Loop area near Manson. The large plume of black smoke was visible on both sides of Lake Chelan. Chelan County Fire and Rescue Chief Tim Lemon says the structure was already fully engulfed when fire crews arrived.
It was a shop building, about a 60 by 100 foot orchard shop. A number of orchard tractors, a couple boats, and a couple vehicles were being stored inside. It's currently under investigation with the Chelan County Fire Marshal's office, so I don't have a actual cause for you. I'm located up on Boyd Loop Road, District 5, Manson Fire Department, along with Chelan Fire and Rescue responded to the event with a number of apparatus and 23 personnel. The building was about 80% involved on arrival, so it was defensive fire, and they made sure that we kept our people in safe positions as they engaged it from outside and also protected exposures to make sure the fire didn't spread. Virtually everything in the building and the building itself will be a loss.
The two-alarm fire also brought in firefighters from Orondo and Eniat to assist crews from Chelan and Manson. At about the same time the Boyd Road fire started, a fourth fire was being responded to in the Cashmere area in the Brisky Canyon Road near the intersection with Bender Canyon Road. The fire was reported at a residence, but no other information was immediately available at news time. In other news, earlier this afternoon, Washington State Attorney General Bob Ferguson spoke to Wenatchee North Rotary Club at the Town Toyota Center. Ferguson spoke about the impact of the opium epidemic in Washington State and how his office is fighting big pharmaceutical companies to prevent overprescribing.
Opioid epidemic that's really sweeping the country. Washington is harder hit than I think a lot of folks realize. Every day on average in Washington State, 2 people die of an opioid overdose. There were enough opioids prescribed in Washington State for every man, woman, and child to have a 16-day supply.
Stay tuned for more on this story tomorrow morning with Steve Hare on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and see the full speech coming up on the NCW Life magazine with Jay Seebeck. Coming up, we talk with the City of Wenatchee about a major grant funding opportunity to relieve traffic congestion. A new candidate emerges for the 12th District, and we'll take a look at the Les Schwab Toy Drive. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching NCW Life News.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CBCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CBCH respects that.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Welcome back. The City of Wenatchee is applying for a $150 million federal grant to help pay for a major transportation project that will benefit both sides of the river. City Community Development Director Steve King joined guest host Steve Hare on today's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley program to describe some of the project's key elements, including a new bypass to relieve congestion on North Wenatchee Avenue.
You know, there's a lot of work to be done to finalize the design, but in this picture, Confluence Parkway, which is a big part of the grant, provides us a parallel bypass to North Wenatchee Avenue, and you're looking there at the walking bridge that exists today, the railroad bridge, and then right in the middle of it, we would put Confluence Parkway, a
So
two-lane road.
This would be our third bridge then
This
that
would be-
we're referencing
Yeah.
here that goes over the Wenatchee River. It's a third bridge over the Wenatchee, not the Columbia River. And there on top there, Route 285, which is the existing. Wenatchee
Yeah.
bridge,
Yeah, and the neat thing about this is, you know, when we had the Sleepy Hollow fires, North Wenatchee Avenue was just jam-packed. Well, this Confluence Parkway will connect back into the system down at Miller Street by Denny's.
Oh,
And so there'll be another way out of town.
a bypass.
A bypass, yeah. And for those of you that know what Highway 12 looks like around Lewiston, Idaho, it'd be very similar. And this is a bypass, a two-lane bypass that would carry 20,000 cars a day.
Would it also be open for truck traffic?
Yes, yeah, definitely be open for truck traffic, and it'll be a relatively uninterrupted flow, right? If you think about along the railroad tracks out there where the loop trail is, it would be uninterrupted. And so part of this project involves relocating the loop trail and actually making the loop trail nicer, making that area of our, the Haran area nicer, the park area nicer. So it's also about some of our other assets, is transportation and the non-motorized trail that exists.
Now, let's take a look at this second illustration here that Caitlin's brought up for us. And there you see the Columbia River on top. And what are we looking at here?
There, picture yourself hovering over the Holiday Inn, in a helicopter over the Holiday Inn, and you're looking down on the Haran wetlands area, and you see Confluence Parkway goes right along the railroad tracks, and we illustrate a pull-off area. We believe there should be an interpretive area there. This is a very important cultural site, a heritage area from the Colvilles and Yakima nations. And then you see the loop trail gets relocated. Currently, it's right along the railroad tracks, and we would push the loop trail a little ways away from the railroad tracks, and it would connect in down by where the corner of Miller and Holly is.
King says the $150 million federal grant would be combined with $100 million in local funds to pay for the construction. The city is partnering with Chelan and Douglas counties, the two port districts, Washington Department of Transportation, Link Transit, the Wenatchee Valley Transportation Council, and Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad in applying for that grant. Dr. Ann Diamond, a family medicine physician and founder of the country clinic in Winthrop, has declared her candidacy for Washington's 12th Legislative District House of Representatives Position 1. She anticipates running as an independent and could face Position 1 incumbent Carrie Condata in the next election in 2018. Diamond says she supports universal access and affordable health care, and says she also supports keeping public lands public and public schools well-funded and vibrant. The 12th district includes parts of Okanagan and Grant counties, plus all of Chelan and Douglas counties. A Methow Valley campaign kickoff event for Diamond is planned for Friday, November 17th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Twisp Grange Hall. NCW Life is teaming up with Les Schwab and various other local businesses for a community toy drive this month. Area manager Kirk Mosier says donations are already coming in, even though it really hasn't started yet.
We've had a ton of cash donations come in from several different organizations, Vita Green, CVCH, just to name a couple of them. We've had Rookard Pool and Jimmy Sherrill, Midland Trucking. We've had a lot of people come in and already make cash donations for something that hasn't even started. It starts the 20th of November. So, we're really fortunate to have the community support behind us to make this a success.
Mosier says it was one of the founding ideas of Les Schwab back in the 50s to give back to the community.
Our slogan is doing the right thing matters, and all of our managers, all of our employees really take hold of that. And the toy drive is something that we've wanted to do as far as being involved in our community, because we want to give back. I mean, our community is what keeps our lights on, our power going, and takes care of us as employees, and we want to make sure that we give and do what we can in return for that as well.
NCW Life Channel announced the partnership with Les Schwab on the Bridge of Sportsmanship pregame broadcast back on October 27th, and Mosier says the floodgates of donations started and have been a big boost to begin the toy drive.
What's helped us do already is, just for example, we had the opportunity to go to Hooked on Toys this morning. and we spent about $1,800 on toys, $1,850 on toys. We bought 125 toys this morning, and they're nice toys. I mean, these are top-notch toys, and Hooked on Toys has been such a great partner with us on this to give us some reduced prices. On top of that, today we were fortunate enough to make an order for 90 bicycles.
Toys will be distributed to needy children through CASA, the Bruce House, and Serve Wenatchee Valley. Mosier invites everyone to go online to learn more.
You know, go to our Les Schwab Community Toy Drive Facebook page, and you'll see some of the events that we have coming up with. We're doing some collections at the Wenatchee Wild. We're going to have drop boxes located throughout Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. And, you know, our number one goal is just to make sure that, that we don't have any kids in our community that don't have an opportunity to open a present this year.
Again, go to the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive Facebook page to see collection events and how you can donate. Chelan County PUD says a problem with voltage regulators at the Squilchuck substation forced a short power outage today for around 700 customers in the Wenatchee Heights and Mission Ridge areas. PUD crews detected the problem yesterday, and in order to make the necessary repairs, a power outage needed to be taken. Power was out for about 45 minutes. You're watching NCW Life News. Coming up next, your sports update, followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come on NCW Life News. Stay with us.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, serving all of North Central Washington. We make it our priority to learn all about your financial needs. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or want a reverse mortgage, our mortgage professionals are ready to guide you through the loan process. We have a wide variety of loan products to fit your family's needs. Call Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee today for your pre-approval. 509-888-0466.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life Channel.
Happy Hump Day. The Apple Bowl lights were glowing bright last night with girls soccer taking center stage as the Wenatchee Panthers hosted Chiawana in the first round of the State 4A tournament on a chilly night where the Panthers kept the pressure on the Riverhawks throughout the first half. But Chiawana seemed to be up for every challenge. The two teams would go into the locker room knotted at 0. Coach John Springer told his girls to be prepared for Chiawana to really bring the pressure in the second half.
And they did. They had us on our heels there for a good stretch. But, you know, the girls were able to regroup and kind of figure things out. It's tough to do in this game because you can't call a timeout and bring them back together and kind of process what's going on. So, but the girls figured that out. And, you know, again, this time of year, it's going to be 1-0 games, 2-1 games. And I was just really hoping we could avoid overtime. They're number 10, that Summer Yates plays for the U20 national team. You saw the skills that she has. But our defense was phenomenal. They've been phenomenal all year long, and they shut her down. Couldn't have asked for anything better. So I was just really, really pleased with just kind of the way we came out right from the start.
And it would be a defensive exchange that created a chance for the game's only goal in the 75th minute.
Honestly, I don't know what was going through my head. I didn't even know the goal was out really, and then I was like, looked up, I was like, oh, and so shot it, and it thankfully went in.
Jaden Griggs with the goal, as she's done so many times for the Panthers all season long and throughout her career. She says she's certainly happy to get past that first round.
We've been super excited. We go to state every year. We have been since my freshman year, and we haven't got past the first round, and so tonight we did, and that was our hope, so we're super excited.
Finally got that monkey off our back. This group has been to this state for the last 5 years, and just haven't been able to get past that first round, and it just speaks to the difference of having a home field, and we knew that coming into the season. Our goal was to get home field for that first round. To me, that was the difference of the game.
Wenatchee will host Kennedy Catholic Saturday after the Lancers edged Lake Stevens last night 1-0. So let's take a look at that Les Schwab Prep scoreboard. There you see the finals of the 4A state playoffs from last night. Not such a good night for the Cashmere Bulldogs. Ladies were on the road for a first-round 1A state playoff tilt with LaSalle. Natalie Munguia scored in the first minute for the home team and added another on Cameron Fiskus's 28th goal of the season in the 47th minute to down Cashmere 2-1. Bulldogs' only goal came on an own goal by LaSalle in the 76th minute. Cashmere finishes the season 13-6. In girls bowling yesterday, the Wenatchee and Eastmont girls took part in a jamboree in Moses Lake to get the season started, and the Panthers edged the Wildcats by 41 pins. High rollers for Wenatchee were Hannah Johnson with a 189, Taylor Bitterman with a 188, and Emily Grothy with a 171. Wenatchee will face Sunnyside on Monday. On the prep schedule for tonight, Cascade hopes the Apple Bowl will return another favor for a local team as they play the state 1A tournament underway against County Benton. The Bears come in as the number 2 seed after falling to LaSalle in the South Central Athletic Conference District Tournament. Cascade the number 1 seed out of the Caribou Trail League and proudly serving up a 17-0-1 record. Tonight's game will have highlights tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Good luck to the Kodiaks and congrats to the Panthers advancing at state. That's sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Wenatchee High School's presentation of The Little Mermaid starts tomorrow night. Disney film turned Broadway play, The Little Mermaid is the selected play for this year's district performance. Tomorrow night is the start of 8 performances at Wenatchee High School running throughout the month of November. NCW Life's Jay Seebeck spoke with director Paul Atwood and some of the student stars of the show in the latest episode of the NCW Life magazine.
This year is a district musical year, and that means that we have a cast that is from 2nd grade up to 12th grade here in the Chelan District, Wenatchee School District. If they are in the Chelan County, then they are able to, Wenatchee School District, then they are able to try out, whether they're private school or, of course, Wenatchee School District, homeschool. As long as you live in the Chelan District and go into Wenatchee, then you're able to try out. And we have 161 cast members.
I really want to put out the best show for the community and stuff, and I was given this role, and that comes with a responsibility, and I think that if you need Disney has a big name, you need to uphold the name of the character.
2 years ago, when we did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, I also played the villain. I was the child catcher.
The child catcher.
And it is definitely very, very similar roles, kind of.
It's a lot of pressure because everyone knows who she is. Everyone knows what she wears, what she looks like, what she's supposed to sound like. So I feel like there's a lot of pressure to be her. And I want to bring a little bit of myself into it, but there's kind of a point where you have to step back and let the character speak for itself.
Tickets are on sale online through the Numerica Performing Arts Center and are available at the door. We'll be back in just a moment with a look at your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Is this really what we're going to do on our girls' night out?
We should go to Club Crow. The bar and grill in Cashmere? Yeah, let's go.
Looking for a fun-filled, friendly hometown atmosphere? Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is the place to be. Hi, this is Justin. Here at Club Crow, we have full bar and restaurant, live music, a dance floor, pool tables, pull tabs, and live jam sessions the first Sunday of every month. Club Crow in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Life is about memories and lasting impressions. With Boswell's expansive 2-story showroom of quality home furnishings, You'll find everything you need to create a home to remember. Need assistance? From fabric options and complimentary design service to complete home makeovers, Glenn, Buffy, and Teresa are there to guide you. Come into Boswell's and find inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
And now your weather forecast for north central Washington. Before we get to the details of that, let's take another look outside our weather window and a beautiful look at the Columbia River and the clouds really rolling in on us now. In fact, showers are all around north central Washington, and that will be our scenario as we move through the next 24 to 36 hours. As we take a look at our satellite loop, you can see a large area of low pressure just off the coast of Washington and Oregon. It's also attached to an elongated stationary front and cold front that hangs down just west of California. But the moisture fetch, you see the blue areas, that's what's headed our direction. And it's a very favorable flow for us here in the Wenatchee area when it moves up from the southwest instead of west to east, where a lot of times we see a rain shadow. But this flow usually provides us with a good amount of moisture. We will see 1 to 3 inches of snow probably on the ground by tomorrow here in Wenatchee, maybe even upwards of 2 to 4 inches. We do have a winter weather advisory in place from 4 p.m. this afternoon until 4 p.m. tomorrow. So keep in mind, if you are traveling, travel conditions will be hazardous around almost all of Washington state as this storm system pushes through. A bit of a break on Fridays and Saturday before the next round of moisture moves through on Sunday, and that will bring once again a good chance for rain mixed with snow on Sunday, Monday, and even into Tuesday of next week. So let's take a look at that forecast now, and tonight we'll drop down into the low 30s, about 33 for a low, a 100% chance of the wet stuff for us tonight. A couple inches on the snow on the ground by tomorrow morning. We'll still see a rain-snow mix early on Thursday before just clouds the rest of our day, and 44. Notice how we warm up though. 47 our high on Friday. 46 for both Saturday and Sunday. And then as we move later in the week, we will see showers once again begin on Monday and Tuesday with highs then in the middle 40s. Well, for those of you at home who are Wazoo alumni or just Cougar fans in general, you will probably like this next video. The brand new Elson S. Floyd Cultural Center has been completed in Pullman, and this is the time-lapse video of the construction of the newest building on Washington State University's campus. And if you have a video of the day you'd like to see on NCW Life News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, tune into NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with guest host Steve Hare. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This has been NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. For more news, log on to ncwlife.com, like us on Facebook, and follow NCW Life channel on Twitter.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.